We're playing DreadLore, a new tabletop RPG that rewards immersive roleplay. Tonight's game is Into Space! In DreadLore, players use their character traits to gain a bit of control over the fiction. If their task is opposed or particularly difficult, they might have to throw down dice.
Go down.
Down.
Here's where we introduce the cast.
Way down.
Coming to you directly is the interdimensional superhero DJ Archangel.
Archangel.
And the rest.
And Ken Howl.
And Andrea Elliott-Johnson.
And Daniel.
And Bella.
And Arbiter Bill.
We would like to thank music contributors, all lowercase letters, and Mr. Interrupt, which can be found at their corresponding URLs.
Yeah.
You know how to form a URL. Do that. Next, we have our Patreon peeps, Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, Tim Roberts, probably that Tim Roberts, and Daniel Hoker. Then we would like to thank Couchfire Media and Trois Libre. I've decided that's the new canon, and I'm going to change languages every time you make me read it.
Subscribe today, soldier.
And our sponsors are, for the second half, who do we have today? Hulker. The one
More potato salad.
More potato
Potatoes.
I didn't eat it all. Yeah.
For viewers who may be coming into the second half without having viewed the first half, Potato Salad was an active character.
Speaking of
I felt that.
active
I felt it.
characters. Outside in the black of space, where there is no sound except the sound of breathing, Cherokee Sue has finished up his spray painting, marking the point where Archangel can access Alfred directly. He moves back into the ship through the airlock as the rapport of a marine rifle brings him to attention. Back where you guys are, Kerrigan, the captain of the pirates, lies or floats lifeless. His blood, his lifeblood, floating in the corridor. Action's on you guys.
Is Logan dead? Or just knocked out?
Hard to tell. There's a lot of blood. His eyes dilated.
Yeah, I hear you're a maggot. Hey, maggot. I hear you're a medic, maggot. Burgess, why don't you revive this guy back and put him into a cryobed?
I'm too busy looking at Alice.
Is that are you not, is Alice, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I can't believe that she gets her sidearm away from him. Can't believe he got a hold of my sidearm.
Yeah, don't let it happen again. Help Burgess make this guy not dead and throw him in a cryo bay.
Not dead, you say, as she walks up to him. Burgess, what do you do to see if this guy is dead or not? Or to... You tell me what you do.
To see if he's dead?
Whatever you want to do.
I'll slap him.
I don't think that's going to do it for him.
All right, roll me a chaos die.
Oh, it's another one.
All right. As Dolby, you turn around, you see Burgess walk by. Alice says what she does, and Burgess goes and just fucking kills him. He's just dead.
I was hoping that the failed slap would be the guy woke up just long enough to slap him and then went back unconscious.
Oh, that's a better idea. You, with a narrative point, that's exactly what could happen.
My favorite.
I'm gonna approach William slowly and say, buddy,
slid all the way back in these boxes.
Are you okay, buddy? Did the big mean men attack you again? I'm not gonna hurt you.
I don't believe
it was Logan and Kerrigan. You know, we got a rapport going. We're nice to each other.
As he looks really, really scared. What do you bid to coax him out of this?
I am gonna bid calm under fire, and I would like to bid that.
Bidding calm under fire. Go on.
Hasn't he already bid that?
No, I bid Moon Dance to get there. I said I was gonna bid calm under fire to get over there, and then I realized that wasn't like a fire under my ass. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna bid Moon Dance. I do that all the time. Like I'll say, oh, I want to bid this, and then I bid something else.
As bidding calm under fire, Dolby switches to a sweet, sweet baritone. And what do you say to?
Listen, baby.
Lull.
You know we good. Why don't you come out? I'm not gonna. I already told you I'm not gonna give you to the SSA. So, you know, I didn't chain you up when we met. I realized you were a hostage, and you know, I want what's best for you, and I want you to get back to yours. I know that it's you're a citizen, even though that you're from the Axminster Galaxy. No skin off my back. You're not at war with me, buddy. You're good. We're good. We're way in the deep. We're far away. They put up a fight. You didn't put up a fight. I have no reason to be afraid of you.
As Vesper meekly slinks out, you can tell just by the way he does this, he is incredibly adept at moving through space, as in zero-G and such. You being someone who is also very adept. As you take his hand, he comes out. He sees all the blood and such, and him being so pale, so, like, has his skin ever seen the sun type thing. It's difficult to know even what ethnicity is. Is he an ethnicity? Or have his people just been in space and they're just space people? He sees the blood and it looks appalled. He looks appalled.
Yeah.
As maybe some of it hits his white face and he's like, ah!
That's fine. You're gonna be safe. And I put a grip on the back of his arm. I'll make sure you're safe. Well, now let's get you to the cryo bed.
I have to go to cryo?
Just for a little while. Well, it's so we can conserve power and oxygen. It's not like we can just be out in space and not like it's not because I'm trying to do anything. It's because I have a limited amount of power and I have a limited amount of resource, and I'm not sure how long we're going to be out here before we can get to a planet. We got a mission, and it's for your own safety, and it's probably better unless you have something you can do or say to get us on that capital ship.
You want to get on a capital ship?
Yeah.
As he kind of like looks around, I mean, I'm pretty good with systems.
Oh,
we've had to
maybe
rebuild our system several times.
Maybe you could work with Archangel, and we could have you guys shut down and get us and go with us and get on this capital ship that is causing problems for us. I feel like if we can wrest control of that ship, we will be in a better state to do some more diplomacy.
Over the comm, although it's also broadcast in the ship, so it sort of whines, squeals. You hear Josh, Lieutenant Josh Deargan. Lieutenant, Bowie's been destroyed.
Yes. Oh, they found it already? All right, well, we should go ahead and go to battle stations. And let's go ahead and move to another place. Open up the solar sails and get us some distance from where we are now.
Aye, sir. All right, actions on all of you.
Feel free to do active scanning engineering. Archangel, thoughts on how we wrest control of their... And maybe we get Katrina involved in this and Burgess, because I'm sure you'll both be coming with me.
Skip is removing the bodies and shoving them outside.
Skip, can I spend a narrative point?
Yeah.
I would like to say that the outside, and I know this may not be that we take the bodies of these guys and we put them in a composter that that pulls all the materials, the water, extras and little bits into a little composter.
You want sort of a compost toilet on your ship?
Yeah, that reuses a lot of their minerals and vitamins and stuff like that.
He's holding on to them both like a strong man, since it's 0G. As he goes, Captain, compost?
Yeah, compost.
As he takes them back, Archangel, you see Skip Trace shoving them all Fargo style into this compactor as it's like...
Wow.
Interesting.
Katrina will pipe up and say, I potentially have a method to get past their shields, but if someone else has a better suggestion, that'd probably be more advisable.
Yeah, you said that you knew a way to board that capital ship last time. I mean, I know you got some fancy flying.
Yeah. Well, she'll kind of look away for a second. You can tell she's calculating whether she wants to, what she wants to tell you.
You guys feel the inertial change as the light sails are deployed and you start to ease off in a direction.
Thank you,
Katrina
Josh.
will Katrina will look back and hold her right arm up and tap this very strange looking device on her arm. If you weren't paying attention, it'd be easy to sort of write off as just part of her EVA armor. But it kind of, if you actually look at it, the material and the patterns on the material look very not human, for lack of a better way to put it. They don't look, there's something not right about them. And she'll say, when I was out on a job one time, I found this device, and it seemed to take a liking to me. When I need to, sometimes I can get it to cooperate and cause electronics to malfunction.
And this is old tech. And this is also pretty old tech, Archangel. So you hacked our systems without an issue. I can only imagine what you can do to them, but I do think we should have Alfred back online with that little off switch in place before
on
we make this happen.
Yeah. So during all this, I'll be heading out to the spot that was marked by Sue.
Okay.
Do I notice any of that?
It's whatever you want to notice, because right now you're on the second deck, so the lower deck to the port side of the ship, and you're all in that little corner. If you're moving around, you can absolutely see.
If I see Archangel move, because I feel like we were just talking to each other. It's like, where are you going, Archangel? What you up to?
I have no particular reason.
At the airlock.
Yeah, I mean, I went up the same way that Sue did, since he went directly to the spot.
Sure.
So I just went straight up the path. So I assume
What are you doing?
I am too.
What is your plan?
I am planting our fail safes on Alpha.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, get on that. And I trust you, Cherokee Sue. Keep an eye on Archangel and make sure that he's doing things.
You see the Cherokee turn and looking down at you, Archangel. Do you need help?
Not yet.
I'll come with you. As he's holding this potato salad. Dolby, potato salad. Until
thank you. I'll take a little handful of potato salad.
Jar.
I'll take like a grasp, like a little handful, and then I'll start eating it. Like you'll notice that there's blood on. They're not. Dolby's hands are not clean. Hepatitis
Dolby,
be damned.
You guys are immune to like everything. Dolby, I just sent you a little deal of the ship, a little schematic via
nice.
Discord. Right, Archangel, you pop outside. Your Archangel suit. What are you bidding to get to this thing and do what you want?
I would imagine the doing what I want is the tricky part. I think since I watched the path and it's clearly marked, I don't think that's tricky.
Okay.
So let's see. Trying to essentially play chess with an AI. I think I will. I'll bid the spark.
The spark must flow.
Oh yeah.
I think that for me to, I think if I bid anything else, I'll be kind of toe to toe, or even maybe possibly a little behind his tech savvy of his own workings. But if I use the spark, that might give me the advantage.
As you float out, getting to the mark is pretty easy. There is a dizzying moment out here. One, you're in the black. You're in, you're in space. Below you, as in towards your feet, is this gas giant. You see the swirls of hurricanes that are the size of planets and shit down below, raging in the silence. And you're holding on as while you're at your movement is the same as the ship. The ship's light sails are extended. These massive sails in front and off to the sides, this golden material. And as they catch the light, they billow. Obviously, there's some material in them that is reacting to solar radiation. But the ship is starting to gain speed. As the question is, being outside of the ship, not tethered on, how do you not get left behind?
Well, I would definitely. I would say as I emerge, I would definitely, and I think even as I'm leaving the hull, I would sense that the ship is moving more than it was before.
Yep.
So I think it's probably not too hard to start gauging that I need to plan for that. So, am I bidding for that instead, or is that a part of the bid? What's
Well, that's the situation. So it's how do you deal with it?
okay?
It's kind of like if the house is on fire, do you pay attention or you don't have to?
No, so I would basically, since I'm able to essentially shift if I need to, I'll synchronize my wings with the ship.
Indeed. And what do you bid for that? I think that's pretty cool, and it requires a bid.
Okay. Well, I think the thing that makes the most sense would be to bid my wings.
What does it look like to Cherokee Sue?
What would he see?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what he's doing. I assume he's relying on his magnets, but it would essentially look like I'm sort of. It looks like a sort of the geostationary synchronization, like you would see with a satellite. So, like, I am hovering over the X, like as if no matter where the X goes, I go exactly where it goes, kind of thing. So if it rattles, I rattle, that kind of thing.
I would like to bid.
Display.
I would like to bid Cherokee Sue to have sense enough to not exit the ship while the sails are.
That's a good idea. I was gonna be rid of Cherokee Sue there for a second. Indeed. Soupy Jones gifts a narrative point to Holker.
Stupid Jones.
All right. So
you are there.
Synchronized.
Synchronized.
Synchronized, right. Like I said, movement through alternate, I guess, resonances is not startling to me. So I should be able to do what I'm trying to do without any particular distraction.
Yep.
So I'm dealing with the task at hand rather than the other concerns.
You get to the plate, big red X over it. You see there's some bolts on either side to open it up.
Okay. I would normally
big hammer might help, but
I forgot my big hammer. So I will actually, I would imagine I would have brought some kinds of tools, or that my wrist gadget has the ability to loosen bolts. So I would, in order to sort of account for the a lack of over-assumption of universality, I will say that I essentially just sort of try to brute force it and pry the bolts out.
with your hands?
No. No, with my wrist gadget.
Okay. As you're using your wrist gadget to undo the bolts,
it'll vibrate them
it's
so that they loosen.
Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff. You make sure to keep the bolts in like your pocket so they don't go into space.
Right.
And are left.
There are a lot of magnetic things around, and so I think we're probably good to go on not losing bits and bolts. Although in a way, I'm not sure if I care if the panel flies off.
Dolby will
Inside.
message.
Yep.
We'll message Archangel. Remember your training, and you'll definitely come back alive.
Yeah, I've been trained in this a lot.
Buonasera, DreadLoreans.
Yeah, solar windsurfing, it's a thing. Yeah, I do that. It's my hobby.
Inside, the action is on you guys. Josh is leading you to a different place. You don't know where, but you're going in a direction.
Katrina, Willem, you're with me. Burgess, why don't you stay close? Brick, Skip, Trace, why don't you go take Brick to the med bay and make sure she's okay?
Skip is still shoving one of the bodies in the recycler.
Well, take care of yourself, Brick. Go get yourself checked out. We don't want you to have a concussion. Make sure to inspect your firearm. Make sure it doesn't get away from you again.
She nods. Aye, sir. And she gives you the salute.
I would like to jump in with, since I'm external to the ship, I want to basically flag the coding in the comms so that it gives me a special alert whenever I'm mentioned in dialogue.
Okay, good for that.
So what I'll do is I will unmute any feed so that I start getting that conversation.
Okay. What do you bid to accomplish that?
That's probably going to be something related to my sneaky nature. I don't really have a lot of things that point to that.
Sneaky. You could always bid your name, Archangel.
Sure.
I might actually bid on the fact that I'm human, probably, meaning I probably have a pretty healthy dose of cynicism.
All right, so you bid human, probably.
Yeah.
As you quickly type in, maybe you've used this code before, this little code snippet.
Yeah.
As you run the little Python script, and that is what happens.
I literally do this in. So yeah.
As I'm sure that Archangel is listening, I would like to remind the crew, because he chimed in quite a bit last time we were talking together. Please feel free to join us in the conversation, Archangel. We know you're there.
I would like to challenge that. I don't think think of that, because he's spoken secretly before.
we do know that you listen to everything we say.
All right. I'll let it go.
I was trying to save you from having to bid that or anything to do that, because you've been doing that the whole time.
That's probably true.
It's not a surprise to me. Katrina, let's make a plan. What do we need to do? Archangel, if you can do this while you're working, I don't see how that's possible. And Alpha is right here. I don't know why you need to be outside the ship, but I mean, whatever.
Bare metal contact.
I don't know what that is. We're touching metal. My feet are on metal. Magnetic boots, motherfucker.
Okay, so
sorry.
Can I try to explain this to Sue again?
Sue's indoors. He's in the airlock. I can't come out. The ship is moving.
All right. So I'm not going to try too hard to explain this, but I'll just try to sort of hand wavy say, if I reactivate him with only code as failsafe. So
I understand that. So I get why you're out there. It makes sense to me. I just don't understand why you have to be outside the ship. I think that's just weird. We do the computer stuff inside the ship, and you're outside the ship. The computer's not outside the ship. The computer's inside the ship.
Apparently he is. I think possibly this your wonderfully fun computer had the foresight to put himself in a very inconvenient location for direct access, and So fortunately, Sue, being a straightforward sort of chap,
Not me.
was able to point me to this because I guess he would have figured all of us savvy people would have guessed his direct access would be on the ship, but someone who just kind of looks at things in a more straightforward manner and doesn't put too much thought into it figured out where he actually was and told me.
Oh,
that's why I'm out here.
I get it. Well, please join in the conversation. I think our goal is to get onto this capital ship, and I think it's a bad idea, but not to do it. I mean, we're up against a whole planet. Like, this whole entire system is not necessarily on our team. And I think we pitched a pretty good pitch, and I think we got some mutinies going, and that Mars angle is really just stellar. So, I mean, they don't lose face because they're not necessarily dealing directly with the SSA, and I'm sure the margins are better. So let's take this capital ship. And I don't want to destroy it because I know that there are people that agree with us on this ship because they are the silent majority and we are the silent majority. We just do our jobs.
You do what you gotta
freedom.
do.
We're gonna bring freedom to that capital ship.
We're gonna come on, Marines. Do you want to live forever?
Nothing like liberating a larger population than you. So we're I'll deal with what I'm dealing with right now, and I think we can definitely not have to blow anything up.
Yeah, so do that. Katrina, let's work your idea of how to gain control of that capital ship, at least for enough time to get us on their bridge. Once we're on the bridge, I think we're good.
So, less of an idea and more of just, a thing that happens. I mean, whether or not it works, this device is not exactly the most consistent tool I have in my wheelhouse. We could try and piggyback a Trojan on their comms if we could get them to talk to us again.
Oh, absolutely. We're definitely going to infect their ship. No doubt about that. That's plan A.
And do you want to crawl into the belly of their ship like you're doing with ours, because they may have an RI. Their technology is 200 years older than ours. So they're like the Stone Ages. I mean, they barely had solar cells then. They couldn't catch this ship if they wanted to.
My question, Will, is when am I done? Because
you have to actually do it.
Yeah.
We're just doing it at the same time that Archangel is negotiating that. All of this is sort of happening.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think my idea before was we get their shields down, we jump back in because they can't run their shields all the time. That we jump in, we surprise them with their shields down, we throw some shit at them, we jump from our ship to their ship, near the bridge maybe, and take their bridge, take their comms, and then we dock our little gunboat just on top of theirs, and they just don't have any way to combat. I don't want to do more damage to the capital ship, honestly. I would rather go in quick, fast, dock in to where they can't really shoot at us, and help the mutineers.
We may or may not have to resort to all that, as once I've got our RI reinstated, I'm sure he can assist with interacting with all of their systems as well, since we'll have him on a leash.
Yeah, and Alfred is, I'm sure, if he thinks there's something on his, if you can convince him that it, like, here's a little point of advice about Alfred. If you can convince him it's in his best interest, he's going to go for it all the way. So
Lieutenant,
I think you've got a good point. Yes, sir. Or yes, maggot.
what if the prospect of mutineers is simply helping us or enticing us to dock so they can capture the ship and us?
They shot their captain in the head. I'm pretty sure that some people on that ship are really upset about that.
Yes, sir.
So,
Just like if somebody shot me in the head and killed me, I'm sure you would all be very upset.
so the Coolment is speeding along in a direction. You're not really sure where. On light sails. The rest of you you're in the ship in various places. The only people that are actually in the cockpit are Josh Deargan and Dole Engineering. Yeah, that's the situation.
I'm probably on the cockpit with Willem in this moment. I'm watching Willem like a hawk.
As you
And you said, what was his last name
Vesper.
again? Vesper. I'm going to call him Vesper.
Yep. As Dolby, you make it with Willem, or with Vesper, to the cockpit. You see the scene before you. The planet is not, you're not headed toward the planet. It's clearly behind you. As you walk in, Josh says, so we're headed out straight away from the planet, still using the magnetic pole as a disguise to cover our signal. It looks like that capital ship is near to the planet and is doing broad scan sweeps for us as he looks down at the sensors and such. And it looks like they've got another one that's coming off Novus Terra. It's still in Atmo at present. We're not going that fast. We're not going that fast right now as he looks up at you. But sooner or later, we'll be far enough out to where they can see us.
Yeah. How long before that second capital ship arrives?
He does some calculations, looks over at Dole, who starts messing with the computer. Yeah, 200 years ago? I don't know. For a normal capital ship? 20 minutes?
All right. Well, they got two. What are the odds, Katrina, of us going in there and maybe finishing off this one, and then we'll go at the next one? You think their shields are still up, Josh?
He looks down. We're pretty far away to tell.
But I mean, if they were trying to conserve energy, their shields might not be up.
He kind of looks over. Dole shrugs as Josh says, well, standard protocol for a capital ship like that, they could have their shields up for a while. If they think we're nearby, they're probably not going to fall for the same mistake twice. The one in Atmo won't.
What do you think? I mean, they've been hurt.
Dole looks over. I mean, if it was me, I would send a couple nukes down to the one coming out Atmo and use the other two nukes for the other capital ship. As Josh kind of goes, ah. Well, then one.
Yeah, I don't want to destroy both ships. I just want to acquire one of the ships. We got a mutiny going on one of them. Is there a way for us to dock on that one ship and for the second capital ship not to know that we're there? Anyone? Archangel? Katrina? Burgess? You got an idea, Burgess? I'm really struggling here.
I would also like to cross check my lists with Dole.
Yeah, Dole, send me the information. I'll bid Dole to give information.
No, not from Dole, about Dole, from the information that I exfiltrated.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That was an inside thought, not an outside thought.
Yeah,
I get it.
All right. Yeah, I need to. Those are some strange intents he just mentioned. I need to know what his backstory is.
What do you bid for this, Archangel?
I've already bid all my cynicism. Let's see here.
I feel like my next trade is going to be cynicism.
Yeah, I have a feeling I've kind of spelled out my next flaw. Let's see.
So the situation is, you guys are relatively not very far away from Novus Prime, the gas giant, headed out into the system, the wide system, away from Novus Terra, which is on the opposite side of the planet. One of the capital ships. Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Christ Almighty. One of the other capitals, the capital ships that you had seen prior and had attacked and had damaged a little bit, is in orbit, searching for you, and a capital ship is coming out of Atmo of Novus Terra.
Coming out
that's
of
kind of the situation. Yeah, it's still within Atmo.
Oh,
as in
shit.
It takes,
well, that changes everything. I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I didn't really get your. How long will it take us to get to, if we use our thrusters, Katrina, to get to Novus Terra in this moment?
How long would it take? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, we're just on the other side of the gas giant, so I don't think it's.
I am not playing this fucking game for you guys. You
No,
guys
I'm
have to play your fucking characters.
How would I know?
No. You fucking bid for it. Come on.
Fine.
What the goddamn? Oh my god.
Jesus.
I don't want to bid.
You
I
guys
just wanna
are
know.
Marines. You are in space, by the way. You're in a spaceship. Oh my fucking god.
My guess is, Katrina, if
There's
we
no
can get
air.
there in about 5, maybe 10 minutes, if we can beat this second ship coming out of Atmo, that we could actually pretty much impair them from leaving Atmo because they're vulnerable as they ascend. And I'm going to bend a narrative point that when ships leave atmosphere, it takes a lot of energy and they don't have their shields up.
You don't need to spend a narrative point for that because it's just the truth. However, the narrative point could be that since it's an old ship, they just don't have shields. Like they can't have their shields. Normally, and that's what Dole was saying, is that is literally how they leave atmosphere and back in. But we could say that their ship doesn't have shields that can withstand leaving and entering atmosphere.
I'm going to bid my flaw bucket. And because I see a little window, it's a flaw. All right, guys. You know what? Katrina, get in the pilot seat. Josh, I would like you to run sensors, scanners, whatever, life support, engineering. Will you run shields? Archangel, I suggest that you move really fucking fast because we need to beat this ship out of launching off the ground because they are much larger than we are. So whatever you're gonna do,
Right.
do it quick.
Okay, so Will, I think I probably have two things I need to do. One is I'm going to spend either a narrative point or a pip, and I'm just going to say I think I would have had the first time I had to cross-check somebody in front of me. I actually think it would have made more sense to just say, you know what, let's just run all these dudes.
All right, that makes sense. That'll be a pip.
Yep. It's kind of almost silly that I didn't think of that before.
Well, that's the purpose of pips.
Yeah. So that can keep me from having to waste time with that process. So if there's relevant lore on
here is relevant lore of Dole engineering.
Yes.
All right.
It ain't good.
Alfred believed or believes that Dole is suspicious. In fact, Dole was put on this ship on the Cool Mint back at a place called Neptune Station, specifically by Alfred. Alfred went into Neptune Station's computer and basically changed the grades so that Dole would be here. He has a suspicious background. You find out he was imprisoned at a Martian penal colony named Baxtus for 8 months of labor and 8 months of cryo. The charge, intent of rebellion. Dole had stolen a freighter that happened to be carrying military goods. He was not executed because it couldn't be proven, and he's actually a very good engineer. He was also Prime Naval Brigade, a specialist. So they re-educated him and threw him back into service. Probably a bit of a glitch. Or was it a glitch? As it turns out, a woman named Cyrus, I believe. Give me a second. You know who I'm talking about. Dolby.
Yeah, Ava Cyrus.
Yeah. Ava Cyrus, an official, very high up in the Sol System Authority. Apparently, Dole, along with a handful of others, she specifically pardoned. So, Alfred was very suspicious of this person. Alfred believes that he is likely not a full-on terrorist, but is a liability. You'll even get the little bit that Alfred had decided once Dolby had taken over the Cool Mint and you all had started on your way, that he was going to, exterminate, to get rid of the problem, the Dole engineering problem, just for safety's sake.
End his cryo sleep.
Good to know. Okay. Well, the good news is I don't think we were going to listen to him anyway. So with that sort of taken care of, so that's not occupying, I think I need to do my bid or whatever in order to finish up. Yeah, finish up and get back on the ship. And I think we can reactivate Alfred from on the ship too. So all I need to do is make sure that my fail safes are in place and I re-enter the ship. So that's my process.
What is the fail safe that you're doing, and what is the bid you're doing to do it?
Okay, so I am basically setting up a sort of a board side burn. So basically the board will ignite.
Yeah.
Yep. He'll
nuke him. So there's no on and off, so that as an out of game, so Ken knows that's not an on-off switch.
That's an off-off switch.
That's an off-off switch.
That is used to exist, right? And now after
does Archangel tell Dolby to keep that one secret?
I'm actually so I'm going to actually set up two fail safes. One is an off that is just an off switch in case we determine that we need to keep him. but the other one is in place in case he starts becoming worrisome. So I want to give him both options of he's not an enemy, but he's maybe gotten out of control or something like that. And the other one is he's an enemy. I'm just going to destroy him. So I'm going to set up both because it's not. It would not be difficult to set up both.
That is totally doable. Are you jerry-rigging it in so much as like it's just a simple device you're putting in or simple wiring, or is it something theurgic and complicated? Like how does it actually go down?
No, this is pretty. I mean, this is practically devices you can buy. Yeah, this is
okay.
This is very
right. So and Archangel has these. Okay.
Suction cups.
All right. So this is what it's going to be. There's the bid to do the deed, and you're gonna have to throw down.
Okay.
The throwdown. Why is there a throwdown? Well, this is science fiction. That's why. And you never know. Maybe the supercomputer intelligent thing somehow has an out. So you got a threshold. Also, it allows you to use the mechanics. So what is the bid?
Let's see. It probably would make the most sense for me to use Theurgist, even though this is
Theurgist makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so you can throw down. It'll be your action die, which is a D10, and then the aspect of your choice that makes sense. Probably mind or wits. So choose one of those. You throw down the dice. Have you done the dice before?
I have, but it's not
been a while.
Last time. Yeah, it's been
all right. So go ahead and throw it down. Oh, the threshold, before I tell you this, or before we actually do that, threshold is 4, so it's quite high.
Okay.
The stakes being, if you get a clean success, which means you have 5 or more successes, then this just happens the way you want it to. If you get limbo, it's a yes but situation, something unintentional, and then there are degrees of failure to it. Either way, you're going to have something along the lines, but it's just how effective does it turn out to be.
Okay.
So what'd you get on the dice?
I got a 4.
You got a 4 and a what?
Oh, I was supposed to roll another die?
Yep. Your action die is D10, and either your mind or your wits die, which is your aspect.
My mind is a 6.
Okay. So it's a 6, so that's a D12.
Okay. Well, that's not great. Okay, I got a 2 there.
So your proficiencies allow you to, if you drop a proficiency, it allows you to re-roll 1 die, and you take the new result.
Can I aid him?
Yes, you can.
I would like to activate a believer, which is my trait, to give him my authoritarian presence, to activate authoritarian presence, and say, you need to get the fuck back in the ship before we do this right the fuck now.
What is your aspect die that you're giving him?
That would be my brawn, because he saw me jump out of a ship with a laser sword and across the thing. He knows that I have a very low tolerance for life. That is a D12.
Okay, so Archangel, you got your D10. You've already rolled a 4. Roll, if you want, you can do a proficiency to re-roll your aspect die, your D12.
Okay, I will.
You can do that as many times as you have proficiencies. That makes sense.
Okay. All right, and I got a 9.
Okay, so you know what the dice mean. A 4 to a 7 is 1 success. An 8 or higher is 2 successes. So right now, you have 3 successes total. The 4 is 1. The 9 is 2. You need at least 4 successes. You want 5 or more. Now, as Dolby is aiding you, the way that works mechanically is he gives you a die. So you get another D12, which you can roll. And that's from Dolby's aid.
Okay.
Giving you aid.
All right.
In a good way.
All right. Well, we've got all the numbers recorded, right? Because I actually only have one D12.
Yep, I got you.
Apparently.
You got a 4 and a 9.
All right. So I got a 10.
Okay, so that's flare. What that means is your proficiency or any of your proficiencies or any trait you've already used, you can recover one of them. That's what flare does.
Oh, sweet.
So anytime you roll a 10 or higher on a die, that's flare, so you can get it multiple times, right? If you roll 6 dice, you can get it 6 times, and you can recover a proficiency or a trait that has been exhausted. It's up to you. All right, so
okay,
you got a 4 on one die, that's 1 success. You got a 9 on another one, that's 2 more, so 3 successes. And you just rolled a 10, that's 5 successes total that you've gotten. That is a clean success because it is over the threshold of 4.
Nice.
Describe what you do and how you get back in the ship.
Okay, so I essentially sabotage the components. I set up both of the essentially soldered on components that are one is going to initiate the burn, and the other one is just essentially just an off switch. So I attach a toggle, and then I attach sort of an overheat circuit. So those are the two things that I attach in order to have the safeguards. I make sure that they are remotely accessible through my gear. So I'm the one who controls whether they go off or not. And then I head for the hatch, get back on the ship.
All of this happens. One element I will have. I'm going to give you a chaos die.
Yep.
Roll a d6. Tell me if it is a 1. You don't want it to be a 1.
Yeah, you never want it to be a 1. I got a 4.
All right, so that's an extra success. That gives you a narrative point. You can spend it now or you can bank it. Narrative point means that you change the fiction to your favor. Now, this is a little bit of information. Because it is remotely activated, there was the chance that while Alfred could not disable your booby trap, he could potentially disable the remoteness of it.
And
however,
so I will spend the narrative point because I actually did that. I literally did think of that after I unfortunately already described everything. So I will use my narrative point to say, let me roll back a second or two and say,
go back over there.
What I mean is, there is also an encoded method for tripping, just the basic off, not the destroy. So in order to burn him, that's got to be tripped by me and me alone. But he can automatically turn himself off.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. As we'll say, you actually drill something like a little bolt in. It's like,
yeah.
And like if it touches, then it sparks and flares.
Can I spend a narrative point?
For what?
To say that if somebody shoots us in that general area, that it's not just going to go off for no reason.
Well, they can destroy Alfred, but I mean, it's heavily armored.
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, I had to peel off a panel.
Yeah.
And so what I would say is,
put it back.
If they put it back,
I did.
I'm going to spend the narrative point that he put the panel back.
Okay. I was going to say, when you're like, I lose the bolts, I don't really care. I was like, okay.
Well, I look
he
at
had his
it
own
as,
bolt to put back. His bolts are better than the SSA bolts.
What I'm saying is, if someone shoots us in the Alfred, it won't really matter what booby traps I set up. So I think it's kind of a moot point.
It's gonna shoot you right in the Alfred as you get back in. You get back in the ship. All right. As the ship is soaring away from the gas giant, Katrina, you jump in the pilot seat. What are you doing?
All right, Katrina, do you think you can beat this ship out? Josh, I want to launch a nuke right up their ass, that ship, before it exits the atmosphere.
All right, well, let's deal with Katrina real quick. She's still in the pilot seat. What are you doing, Katrina?
How? I mean, I'm assuming. Is it possible with the grav drive to make a jump to in atmosphere?
It is possible. It is real dangerous.
Good. That sounds about like how Katrina's been playing the game so far. So I will bid Cool Cat to
It's a really good mute. You're like, the bells, definitely. Harry Bunkum says.
Come on, Marines. Do you want to live forever?
All right, so your intention that you're not anyone is to use the gravity drive to jump from where you are directly into Novus Terra's atmosphere?
Basically just above where the other capital ship's coming out of.
Okay, you can do this. However, right now, there's a gas giant between you and Novus Terra.
So it'd be 2 jumps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. You could do it in 2.
So
you could do
Arbiter,
it in 2. You'd have to be very, very precise.
If we do this, how many energy cells? Because I'm keeping track of this sort of thing.
We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that.
All right, just
Yeah, that's we'll deal with that in a moment.
all right.
Now, Katrina, what do you bid to be doing this?
Cool Cat.
All right, Cool Cat. Here's what you have to think about. There's a lot of geometry going on. There's a lot of various factors. And you're going to a pinpointed spot on a ball, right? Yeah? Right. There's a gas jet in front of you. You can't see where you need to be. All right? Okay. So as a player,
Yeah.
I know that means nothing to you.
No, I mean, Will, you're talking to the person who wanted to do aerospace engineering. So,
I'm saying there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, I know.
So it is complicated.
Yeah.
To do it in 2 jumps, possible.
Yeah. So on top of bidding Cool Cat, I will bid Nedic to start running some of the calculations through my integrated neural jack stuff. Yeah.
You're gonna try to do it in 2 jumps, just a boom and a boom, all calculated, no stoppage. Zoom. This is insanely difficult. It's 8 successes is what you need. So threshold of 7. Extremely difficult.
And can I assist?
Yeah, you look down, like sweating. She's like sitting there messing around. It's up to you guys.
I want to assist so we don't blow up, but this feels like a sort of doomed endeavor.
Do you think we could do it in 1 jump and just like flow around the moon or the gas giant? Do you think we could just wait? I mean, like hold it off? 2 jumps seems like a lot of jumps. Can we just do it?
Stop.
Okay, wait a minute. Katrina, explain to me exactly what you're trying to do. I might have a counter offer.
Archangel, you see in your HUD like the calculation she's making, and you're like, wait, she's trying to do this in 2 jumps. Wait.
Okay. So that's a total.
She's not responding.
so yeah, like literally
carry the
2. That's a total of. So that'd be 5. You said I need to have 7.
You need 7. That is a threshold, so you need 8.
We need
Okay.
breath.
Right.
Harry Bunkum redeemed narrative point. Harry Bunkum, who does it go to? To Katrina. Katrina, you have a narrative point.
Makes sense.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. So, I will bid expert pilot. Well, no, I'm not gonna bid expert pilot. I'm gonna use I'm gonna bid wild to activate expert pilot, which gives me an automatic success plus a d6.
Yep,
Let's see here.
The d6 is not a chaos die.
I know, but still. What the? No, I don't have anything else, so.
You can ask the other players for help.
Katrina, it looks like we're going directly into that gas giant. I feel like you should
just see the ship like
just like turn a little bit, and I'm gonna bid the board.
I don't think we can shoot that.
I'm gonna bid career, which I've been on a lot of ships, and I know what it feels like to not be going the right direction.
Yeah, you're going directly into the gas giant, and your solar sails are still out.
I'm gonna activate my authoritarian presence again.
Okay.
To say, Katrina, I'm sorry, I don't want to die right now.
The horizon is just gas giant. That's all there is.
And I'll give her a D12 because she has the fear of her life upon her, in more ways than one.
Just thematically and cinematically, the ship is starting to shake as you're going into the.
Okay, with that, so. I might want to activate a contingency to help her.
Well, that's 8 successes anyway.
Yep. Still, let's see what he's doing.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. So, I am going to. So Alfred should be activated by now. By the way.
Oh, you turning him on?
Oh, he was on once I set the failsafes up.
Oh, I didn't realize that. By the way, Hulker gets a narrative point, and so does Drizzle, but Drizzle's not here. Hey, right. I was unaware you actually turned him back on.
I got a goal.
Sorry about that. But I figure I probably would have had to activate him once I actually entered the ship anyway. But yeah, that was mission number 1 because I figured
that's going to be a moment when Alfred turns back on.
So if the ship is vibrating, I might be able to use the resonance of the ship. I don't know how easily I can plug into the ship and try to activate my own ability to move through dimensions. But that is the failsafe I want to set up in case she's about to fail this.
Okay, so that is not aiding her. That's going to be an action on your part.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay, so what do you bid? And we'll have you throw down.
I will. Science.
Science! All right. So we'll have you throw down in a second if it comes to that.
Okay.
Katrina, how many successes you got?
I got a total of 8 after the assist.
Okay, so no narrative points on that. That is a clean success, however. As the ship is starting to shake, you have not retrieved the solar sails.
I would like to spend a narrative point that Josh was paying attention, or that he would have put the narrative, the sails down.
All right, as the solar sails are coming in, as Josh is like, hold on just a second, as you're starting to feel a little bit of the atmosphere of the gas giant, and that's when the military grade gravity drive turns on. You see time and space bend around you. And in this live-long, shining moment, Alfred comes online.
Yay! I can't wait to see how this boils down.
The lights all drop. All the power on the ship turns off. Completely powered down.
Alfred, you're gonna die if you don't.
If I die, you will all die. As you dive very quickly into the gas giant.
I would like to spend a trait called military life. And I am going to give Alfred a SSA response to everything going wrong. And I'm going to say, Alfred, the mission's not going to go.
Code 8.
Code 8. We are on it. We've absolutely established all parameters into this succession of logic to being absolutely serendipity 2.5310. We will achieve our mission quotient if you do acquiesce to our mission parameters, and then we will return to base as successful.
So,
thank you.
Dolby doesn't speak in government doc very much. So, first of all, Alfred does know that he has fail-safes in place.
Oh, yes.
So he knows that if he operates dangerously, it just shuts him down.
Yep.
Okay. So
he also turned off the ship, so you would all die if you don't let him go.
Well, he's already down then.
Yep.
Okay, so Alfred's offline, so there's no point in talking to him.
So there's a little poof off the bottom of the ship. It goes.
I didn't kill him.
No, it just turns off.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you just as
No,
Alfred's like, I will make you all.
No, he's
okay.
He is not smoldering yet. I might give him a second chance, but he's definitely offline.
So, cinema style. Katrina has turned on the gravity drive. Time and space bent around. You guys are in this weird scoop of space. At any moment, you got the calculations, but at any moment, if you pop out of it, something bad happens. The ship is off. You're sort of sailing on a wave of gravity and science. Alfred is off. Archangel, you should probably throw down.
All right. Am I throwing down on my science?
On the science.
All right. So, yeah, I'm going to try to... good. Yeah. So what I'll need...
Can I bid Cherokee Sue to assist him?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to use my resonance travel to basically follow the same path that Katrina had already plotted. I'm just going to make sure we end up there.
She has laid it out perfectly.
Yep.
Just can you stay in the groove?
Yep. So I'm just going to make sure we continue on that path without any worry of things in this universe interfering.
To further vex Harold Bunkum. Throw down.
All right.
So the action die is a D10, and either your mind or your wits die. Roll that as well. The threshold on this, as Katrina has done the heavy lifting is 3.
All right. I got an 8 and a 5.
So how many successes is that?
That is 3, isn't it?
That is 3. That is the limbo. Now, was someone aiding Archangel?
Yes. Sue was.
Yeah. Okay, so Sue will give you a D8 on top of that.
Okay. That was a 3.
You got your proficiencies.
I'm definitely using a proficiency.
Okay. Remember, you also have abilities, if you do, that can apply. And if they have upgrades, then they give you automatic successes. You just have to use a trait, bit of trait to activate an ability. And you can activate up to 2. If you beat the threshold by more than 2, you get a narrative point that you can spend.
Okay, I'm going to use, since I think at this point we're just playing with science voodoo, I'm going to use my fate, the magician.
I love it.
And I'll use that to activate essentially mechanic, which is upgraded.
Okay. So how many successes total do you have?
How many successes did I get from that? Because I have 3 to start. Before I did that last part.
How many times is it upgraded?
Twice.
Okay, so that gives you 2 extra successes.
All right.
So that means you're at 5. And you get a narrative point for it, since you beat it by 2.
Hooray.
Archangel and Katrina, I need you guys to work in tandem here to tell me how you all arrive where you do. Go.
Well, so essentially we're shifting dimensions, I guess.
Right. So what's happening
on top of the gravity drive
is the ship is now resonating so that essentially it doesn't have any physical interaction with external forces. It's just following this path. So there's no tug on it. There's no wind on it. There's no anything that can affect it other than it's just kind of blipping along the path.
And the ship's still offline, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it is using my tech to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, no. I'm just trying to. So Katrina's, she's seen that the ship. Well, I guess how she's seen.
You're like a bullet.
Huh?
You're like a bullet.
Yeah. No,
You
just
have
trying
been
to
fired.
visualize, because Katrina can at least see out the viewport that they seem to be, continuing on their path. And she will be. I'll go ahead and bid. Hacker to do a direct plug-in from the control console to the back of to my integrated mind jack.
Okay.
To basically try and get the ship back online, because if we end up where I was planning on going and we have no power, we're a brick falling through the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement, so I would want to help her do that.
All right, as you guys beautifully sail through the wind and the current of this gas giant, you go into the atmosphere, almost through the planet, or through a slice of it, somehow unaffected by the physics of this realm. It's completely dark, save for your in the ship, save for your marine armor and the lights you have, the gadgets you have personally, and this disco light emanating off of Archangel and his wings as the ttrpg tech that he's using is causing the resonation. Does it sound like anything, Archangel?
I mean,
You set up?
yeah. I'm just emanating the greatest sounds of Miguel Miggs. That's so look that up, and that's what you hear.
As this moment of a flash, a peal of what might sound like thunder, and then the resonation stops. Sound of wind. You are in atmosphere. Suddenly, light sky below you, miles and miles and miles of desert, and directly below you, a rising capital ship, pushing against gravity. As Katrina,
It's been cunning.
hold on, no. God, as I'm gonna throw you out of a window. As Katrina, you are attempting to start the ship's engine, and Archangel is helping you. What do you both bid to do this?
Well, I bid hacker.
Okay, and Archangel? At 5, 4.
I bid
2.
I bid no degree.
No degree. As through science, hackering, and no degree, there's the smell of burnt oil. You got a headache, Katrina? As you start the spaceship's engine, the cool mint starts up. And you're exactly where you planned on being. That is where we're going to end tonight.
Awesome.
All right.
Anyone get goals?
I did.
Not
What kind
yet.
of goals you get?
I got a minor goal.
Minor goal gets you what you know. Holker, will you raise the party goals up by 1?
I don't know. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know what I know because I certainly can't remember. It's a pip, an experience.
Oh, you get 1 experience, 1 pip, 1 cunning back, and 1 breath back if you've spent them.
Okay, got it.
I don't know that I've been tracking party goals for this campaign.
Ho-ho!
I'm pretty sure we haven't been tracking any kind of party goals for this campaign.
Tisk.
Because I think we were doing this as one shots, and I think it was.
Oh, I have it down at 4, so that'll put it at 5.
Well, I'll start tracking.
Okay, so you're at 5 right now. All right, anyone else get any goals? Archangel?
No.
Katrina? All right, so we end with you in atmosphere of Novus Terra. You finally arrived.
No, so I do like this scenario. Should we do the end credits now so we can talk about it in after hours?
Well, let me finish this moment.
Oh,
you are
moment.
hovering as the ship is on, with the capital ship rushing towards you. So you guys will have it'd basically be a world action of okay, what do you do? And that's where we're going to start next time we play. And that is it. In credits as you will, as you may.
Unless our Angel, do you want to do it, or do you want me to just pop it through?
What am I
It's
supposed
up to you. Yeah, you got it. It's up to you. If you want it, you can do it.
It'll be after the. You just repeat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Same. Oh, like we've been
same
playing.
as it ever was.
Oh, okay.
Into space, DREADLore.
Okay.
That's where we are.
Okay, guys. So you've been listening to DreadLore, a new tabletop RPG that rewards immersive roleplay. Tonight's game was Into Space.
Into space.
In DreadLore, players use their character traits to gain a bit of control over the fiction. If their task is opposed or particularly difficult, they might have to throw down dice.
Throw down your dice.
Your players tonight were the interdimensional superhero DJ Archangel.
Archangel.
And
Andrea Elliott-Johnson.
Bunkum.
Yippee
Daniel Holter.
The other one. And all the rest. Jazzy Cabbage.
Hey!
all right, we would like to thank for our atmosphere's music in No Atmosphere, all lowercase letters, and Mr. Interrupt.
Thank God.
Hey.
And then our Patreon peeps, Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, Tim Roberts, still probably that Tim Roberts, and Daniel Hulker.
Daniel.
We would also like to thank Couchfire Media for their media production. And Horrible Productions. Actually, I think it should be Sonrible Productions for what they do. Because I'm going to keep changing the language of that 3. Our sponsor up to the first component was Leftover Potato Salad.
Yeah.
Our second component was More. That's MOAR in all caps. Potato Salad. And Hulker. Who else do we have to thank for this production? For sponsoring us.
Mayonnaise.